Despise not thy mother when she is old. How many times we despise the mother when she's old? How many times we despise the father when he's old? And what is old? What is old? For some young people, 50 is old. Mom, you need to leave this house and rent somewhere else. I can't handle you. 50 years old. 6 years old, Mom, I provide you a place. I rented you a place. You're going to live by yourself. I can't handle you anymore. All that is happening across the world. And Solomon said, hearken unto thy father that begot thee. Despise not thy mother when she is old. A few days ago, listen carefully, a few days ago, I visited an elderly woman who used to come to this church. She used to come to the church with her son and her grandchildren and her daughter. She has children that are very, very rich. The one in Suriname is very rich. And a few days ago I visited her. You know where she is now? She is in an apartment. She's in an apartment all by herself. She has a number of grandchildren and great-grand. This woman is in all her senses, very healthy. I said, what are you doing here? She said, you know how it is, Pastor James? They don't want me now. They don't want me now. But they will pay for me to stay in this apartment. I get up in the morning and there is no one in the apartment. And whenever he feels like, maybe once a week he will come to visit. I'm old now, so nobody wants me anymore. So sad. So very sad. Our children are all, I know them, they're all very rich. Very rich. But because she's old, they want nothing to do with her anymore. She must be by herself, away from them all. You know, Solomon talked about that day. Talked about it. And he said, in his word here, he said, for the children to remember. He said, hearken unto thy father that begot thee, and despise not thy mother when she is old. And for some children, old can be in the late 40s. To some, it's the early 50s. To some, it's the 60s. See that? That is the generation we're breeding now. We're breeding a generation that don't have the respect as they should. He continued on amazingly to say these words in Proverbs chapter number 28 and verse number 24. He said this, whoso robbeth, look at that, why would he write that? Whoso robbeth his father or his mother, and saith, it is no transgression, the same is the companion of a destroyer. Look at that, let me read that again. Whoso robbeth his father or his mother, you rob your own father and you rob your own mother. Why? Because of greed. You want it now. You cannot wait. Read the news and the newspaper and the story. Guy took a gun and blow his mom off. She's done. Bam! Both of them kill his father and mother. He wants the property. He wants the business. Poison his mother. Poison. It's continued to happen. You rob your father and your mother. The Bible gives us the example of the son who said, I want my inheritance. I want my inheritance everywhere you go. Children are crying out for their inheritance. I want my inheritance. What inheritance are you talking about? Did you buy a plate in this house? Or a cup? But you want an inheritance? Look at what he said. The case in Suriname, in America, and all over the Caribbean is filled with stories like this. The son is trying to rob the mother of the land. The father is old, and the daughter is trying to forge the father's signature to get power of attorney. We have seen this how many times, Shelly and I, in many countries. The man's eyes cannot see anymore, and the daughter says, "Put the tape, Mom," and the mom put it there. The mom hand over the power of attorney, not knowing she's old, she's stricken age. She don't know anything. Famous story in Suriname, going all over the world. The judge and the court is filled with children trying to rob their parents, their own father and their own mother of property and money and bonds and stocks and all that kind of stuff that is happening all over the world. And the Bible is against that. In Proverbs chapter 29 and verse number 15, Solomon wrote, "The rod and reproof give wisdom." Listen carefully, guys, that have a child here. Some of you young guys. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame. Learn to discipline those boys and girls when they're young. Learn to discipline them. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to what? To shame. To shame. Learn to discipline them. There are times, beloved, listen guys, there are times when nothing is wrong to take your belt out. My dad used to take his belt out. Many times he used it on me. I'm still alive. I'm not dead. But those belts that my dad used to take out and lash me across my back taught me a lot of lessons. A lot of lessons. A lot of lessons. There are times when you have to. I remember one time, I think I told you, one time I used a bad word. I didn't even know my dad was home. One bad word. And you know who I used it towards? My sister. I don't know how that word came out of my mouth. And my dad heard me use that word. I thought the guy was going to kill me. He took his belt and beat it out of me that I grew up. Listen carefully. I grew up not being a Christian. But you see, using those words was never in my vocabulary. Never. Because I learned that from home. Your dad and your mom, nothing wrong with taking the belt. Some of you give to these boys and girls so much privilege that they put you to shame. I've seen that as a pastor. I've been to homes and see that. Where a baby, not even a baby, a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old will speak to the mother and a father. I'm shocked. I have to pinch my own self to think that I'm alive and I'm listening to this. You go to the Western country and it's worse. It's worse. Wherever you should be, the Word of God stands forever. This is the Word of God for America, Jamaica, Guyana, Suriname, and all over the world. And we should try to have some discipline in our home. There must be some discipline, some rules and regulation. And Solomon, the wise King Solomon, gave us the word, and Solomon said it here in Proverbs chapter 29 and verse number 15, the rod and reproof give wisdom. Give wisdom. Give wisdom. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame. I had a Sunday school teacher years ago in Mumbo, and I went to visit their home once, and this little girl, she was cursing her mom, She was cursing everybody in the home. And I looked at the lady and she was laughing. The mother was laughing. And the mother said, Pastor Gates, I can cuss you. I love cussing. I cuss me out of it. I cuss him back too. I cuss him out. I couldn't believe it. 5-year-old? That was the last day she teach Sunday school. Last day. The whole church came against me. I became the baddest preacher in the country. She was fired from Sunday school class. Fired on the spot. That was it. I didn't care who come to church. I don't care about anything anymore. You think it's fun to be a preacher? but this is what the Bible is teaching us here, right?